So, Mark, the Powerball jackpot is up to $1.9 billion. And Las Vegans did what Las Vegans do. They all drove out to State Line to Primm, Nevada to wait in hours-long lines to get a ticket. We saw this, earlier? Like last week it was 1.2 billion, then it went up to 1.6. Nobody won. It's 1.9 billion. We're recording this on November 7th, which is the night of the jackpot. So by the time this comes out, hopefully somebody won. Would you wait like 5 hours for one of those tickets?
So is this people coming from California because they're not in one of the states listed for the Powerball? Is that what's going on? I was wondering, I'm like, is there not a gas station anywhere else that you can buy lottery tickets?
So actually Powerball is in California, so that's the reason. So it's all the people from Nevada driving over the border, and this is the closest place that they can go in California to get tickets.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because lotteries are illegal in Nevada. I think the casinos had something to do with that.
So stupid. Makes no sense.
All right, Mark, we have a lot of stuff to cover today, but let's start with this. Apparently, you and I are the only two people in the world who didn't know that rattlesnakes are pit vipers. So the Vegas Vipers name for the new XFL team makes sense, I guess, because rattlesnakes are indeed vipers.
Did you confirm this with Google? I don't buy it.
Yeah, I did. And like 8 million comments telling us how dumb we are. So
whatever.
It's okay. So Vegas Vipers makes sense. Good for them.
The rest of them don't. I stand by that. The rest of them do not. Or I think.
All right.
Maybe.
All right.
You can fact check this for all of them, I guess.
What makes sense but is sad is that the Travelodge on the South Strip is being demolished. And this building was built back in the early 60s. I think it became the Travelodge in 66. It had a couple other names before that. This is one of the plots of land where the Tillman Fertitta Casino is going to go. So hopefully we'll get groundbreaking maybe in the next few months, as they're already doing site clearing. There were some pictures on Twitter. James in Vegas, I think, sent to Vital Vegas. And you can see that most of the motel is now gone. So they're not wasting any time. Again, no official announcement, but hopefully, that's going to come soon as they get everything cleared away.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly they can get in there and just rip stuff down. It just looks like a sand pit in most of the area now, which I guess it's always easier to destroy than it is to build, but still the speed at with what they can do it in is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, this is a historic building. As much as it's, a Travelodge and people like to make fun of it and has seen better days, this is a 60-year-old
hotel. I'm thinking of jokes in my head that when you said the sad, I said nobody's sad.
It's sad. I mean, it's another piece of Vegas history. There's still one left, though. The one by Circus Circus is pretty much equally as old. I don't know the exact date it opened, but it's 50, 60 years old. It's still there. I wonder, how long it remains. It sits on a pretty big chunk of land. A lot of that wasted away by the motel parking lot. So we still got one Travelodge on the Strip. If you want that Vegas Travelodge experience, probably get it sooner rather than later.
Nobody does.
Well, then you can just stay at Travelodge and then move to Circus Circus, and then it'll just seem like a really nice hotel in comparison. So, it's all relative.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
And then when you go to Resorts World after that, you might actually like it. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep going up and then just go across the street to win. And then, it just keeps getting better from there. So you start at the bottom, you work your way up.
I think we should go backwards one time for a video and see how that goes.
Just get further depressed as you head north on the Strip.
As you lose more money on your trip, you get into crappier hotels.
Yeah, exactly. If you win, you upgrade. If you lose, you end up at the Travelodge. All right, so...
Oh, that would be an interesting game to play, like with a group of people in Vegas. Like, whoever wins gets to go to this hotel. Whoever loses for the day goes to this hotel. And each day, it's like a competition. Like, top guy, you make a reservation at like 5 different hotels. Top winner gets this hotel. Person that loses the most gets this hotel. That would be insane.
Yeah, it's like Russian roulette for hotels or something like that. I don't know. Sad to see the Travelodge go. Excited for this casino. I'm really excited for an official announcement. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more about it. Although I doubt we'll learn too much more at the beginning. But yeah, that Cosmo clone coming soon, hopefully. And another thing I wanted to talk about, a friend of mine recently got to do a tour of the UFC headquarters. And I don't think they do public tours. I haven't really seen a lot inside. He took a lot of pictures and said I could use them. So we got to show you guys inside. This is the world headquarters of the UFC. It's located on the 215, and I think between like Jones and Rainbow or Decatur in there. I forget exactly which exit it's on. They built it, I think it opened in 2017. So this is a newer building. They have the gym with like the full facility. It was really cool to see like the cold plunge cryo chamber, whirlpools. Of course, they have the octagon there. So this is where the world's best UFC fighters train.
I'm kind of surprised they train in the same space. After watching Rocky movies, I feel like they want to train in different areas. But I'm sure that they do their own thing and then come in there sometimes for maybe treatments and whatever. But yeah, at first I didn't know what it was when you shared pictures. I was like, is this just like a really cool gym that you can be a member of? And you're like, no, this is their headquarters where they go and work out. But yeah, the pools and everything looked, state of the art and pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a massive complex that they built a few years ago. So of course they have all their corporate offices there. I think there's two different buildings. Yeah, definitely one of them is the gym. I'm guessing, like you say, they train in their own gyms and stuff like that. But this is maybe for younger fighters coming up and people who need some of the facilities. But it does look like a world-class facility. And, a reminder that UFC, this global phenomenon, has really been based here in Las Vegas the whole time, run by Dana White, of course, who lives here. My son played football against his son way back in the day. They used to beat us, the Cowboys. They were the best. They poured so much money into that youth football team that it was like our team was the Bad News Bears in comparison. So it's nice to have
they gave him Dana White. Gave him the Brett Favre treatment. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. But I think Dana White, he did put a lot of effort into that team as far as like funding and they were the best in the city basically at that time. So it was interesting. But yeah, this UFC is Vegas. Cool look inside. Thanks to my friend who will remain anonymous for giving me those pictures to show everybody a rare look inside. I don't know if it's a rare look inside, but I don't think they give public tours. So that was fun. So Mark, we have to talk about Formula One more time, really quick.
I predicted exactly what happened. It was stupid.
What did you predict?
That they were going to do Tokyo Drift in the street and just like smoke people out with tire smoke everywhere. Nobody likes smelling burnt rubber. I don't know. I mean, it was okay. The drone stuff was cool. The drone stuff was cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So going to a race, that's what you smell is burnt rubber. I think we knew that they were going to do that, peel out and everything, because they did that in the tests. But it was pretty cool to see. A lot of people showed up on Saturday night for these races. I think they had like a Red Bull truck, and then of course they had Formula One cars. And as you said, they were racing down portions of the strip. They closed from Caesar's Palace valet entry, that loop, all the way to Paris's valet entry, that loop. And that's what they used for it. And a lot of people showed up, and a lot of cool vantage points all over social media, which I'll show everybody right now. The coolest one, I think, was the driver's POV going down the strip. And I think it's like a reinforcement of what the optics of this race are going to be. It's going to be a really cool nighttime race with the Vegas Strip in the background the entire time. I think it's going to be really pretty to see. So excited for that. All the other stuff, the ticket prices, the hotel prices, the craziness, of course, that's going to come. But I feel like Formula One, if their goal was to give us just a little taste of what it's going to be like a year from now, they did a good job. So I was happy to see that. And as you said, they did a giant drone show over Caesar's Palace with they made drones into like a Formula One car. It was a really cool show. I hope drone shows become the new norm to either supplement fireworks shows or, become their own thing. Because everyone I've seen, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like Lady Gaga kicked it off with do you remember when she did the Super Bowl with the drones and all that stuff and they were moving all around? So I think that was kind of like the first time it was like out there for everybody to see type of thing. So I always enjoy them. I mean, I wonder how they're going to like secure, and I know they're used to doing this. They've, done street racing and stuff before, but just seems crazy like how close everybody was to the action. I doubt it's going to be set up like that for the actual race, because if there's an accident or something, there's a chance for it to roll over, go over barriers and stuff. But, part of issue with society is you see all these videos and it's everybody standing there and everybody's just holding up their phone. All you do is see people with phones like this.
And that's good for us because it shows up on social media, and then we can show I know, everybody.
But they should just designate like one person in each area and then airdrop it to like everybody else. It's just sad to see that people, and I know some are looking and watching while they're just holding it up there, but you don't get to take it in as much because you just want to get it on video so bad. So that's the cool thing about the race, I guess, because they're going through so many times that I doubt some people will probably sit there the whole time, but I doubt most people will film besides a little quick snippet and here and there and stuff, and we'll get to actually enjoy what's going on in front of them. But it looked like chaotic, and this wasn't even the full thing, so I can't even imagine.
So when the Formula One race happens, I've been in Macau for the Grand Prix, or I was there for the qualifying like the day before the race, and I've been in Long Beach when they're setting up the Grand Prix there, and they have these giant barriers on the side, like big concrete barriers with big, they're tall and they're big. They have like mesh so people can see through, but they are heavily protecting people. So I wouldn't worry about that for the actual race. They'll have all of that stuff up. It takes them weeks and weeks, in fact, to set up that. When I was in Long Beach earlier this year, I was there like 3 weeks before the Grand Prix, and they already started setting up the barriers everywhere. So it was an interesting
So avoid
thing.
Vegas for 3 weeks before.
Yeah, and this is what the Formula One fans are saying. It's going to take, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, so we triggered a lot of Formula One fans last week or on the last show because basically saying we don't know what we're talking about. Formula One's so big. I agree. It's big. We know.
But I still can hate on it.
Yeah, exactly. We know it's going to be a big deal, and Mark's still going to hate on it. You also triggered one Canadian football fan, so you got to stop it with triggering everybody.
I mean, they're right now. They're like my neighbor, so I feel bad about that. Nicest people.
So speaking of fans, the biggest Houston fan ever, Mattress Mac, the guy who placed all $10 million in bets for his mattress store, he won. The Astros won the World Series, and he won $72.6 million. And in fact, Caesars Sportsbook, he made a $3 million bet there for a $30 million payout. That is the largest payout in sports betting history, or at least legal sports betting history. So I'm sure who knows what's happened in the past other than that. But good to see him. All those people get their free stuff or everything else. And he's already started a promotion for 2023. So go buy your mattresses now.
Yeah, I wonder how much he gets to keep. I'm guessing the 10 million goes back in his pocket, which is pretty cool, because that was probably money that he made off of these sales, and the bet covers all that. And I love that people, bought like a $4,000 bedroom set and get $8,000 back if they did it early. That's pretty cool. You're going to buy it anyway, so you get like a little mini lottery ticket out of it, and hopefully they all get paid out pretty quickly. But I think this is such a cool idea, and I'm surprised nobody else is, because I know he's been doing this for years and years. I'm surprised nobody else has really picked up on it or tried it in different areas. I mean, you can't try it in Detroit because nobody's going to win in Detroit. So
I wonder, I wonder what the economics of him over time are, how much he's lost for one. But of course, people pointed out, mattresses have high, margins, right? Good profits. They've also said a lot of people, he's really popular in the community, really a great guy, does a lot of charity events, a lot of stuff. So it's been good to hear from people about how well he is in the community and everything else there. So congratulations, really happy that happened. Caesars on their part was a good sport about it, inviting him to bet back, to come back, bet on the Rockets, bet on other Houston teams, bet on
all the bad
Astros again.
Please come bet on the Texans.
Yeah, no, they did. The Texans too. So yeah, they were good sports about it. They said he's welcome back. He's a big player. So I wonder how much he's won versus lost over time. But of course, he insures it with his sales in his store. So good for him. Good for him. Fun story. Glad everybody's getting their free mattresses. Hopefully the Astros do good next year. I don't know. He's already selling mattresses. So it seems a little early to lock in that bet right now. But there you go. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, I mean, if they go back to back, that'd be kind of crazy for sales and everything. Well, I wonder if people would just go buy more mattresses. I know I got one, but I guess we're gonna update the guest room now, or we got all this free money. They're pretty much. Don't you think if you bought and you got your money back, you're gonna shop there for ever, no matter what, from now on?
Exactly. It's a great business promotion. Yeah. He does great for the community. It's a win-win. Awesome guy. He was at the game. So, it was awesome to see. One last thing before we go, Mark. Speaking of sports, the Las Vegas Raiders are competing for the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. And then my beloved Green Bay Packers, they hit a new low, Mark. They lost to the Detroit Lions, to your Detroit Lions this week. So they're
Aaron
now
Rodgers
competing.
Got paid. He got
so
paid.
Now I think we just need to just lose all out. Hope everybody gets to 3 wins. And we get the number 1 pick. So
how much did it upset you that he was laughing and joking and slapping the back of Lions players while he was throwing 3 interceptions on the field? Did that bother you at all?
I'm just ready for him to go. So it's time for a new.
Now you just triggered all the AA Rod lovers.
But yeah, hopefully the Raiders can do something. Their ticket prices are still insane, even having 2 wins. But hopefully the prices will come down even if they don't win. Rough season for both my teams. So I guess we'll leave it at that. If you guys like what we're doing here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way YouTube sends you anytime we release a video. And we do 2 of these a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, covering all of the latest Vegas news. And most importantly, hit us up in the comments. We'd love to discuss all of this stuff. Tell us why Mark doesn't understand why the Canadian Football League is the best. Let us know down there.
They can drop the ball and then kick it for field goals. That's why it's cool. I saw Doug Flutie do it once.
See, Doug Flutie is the reason the CFL is awesome. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
See ya.